Zoom room, and
word.
we're gonna have for the final 20-30 minutes a big powwow with as many people as we can.
Shit! What up?
So
I see the homies.
The idea of this show, the preface of this show, was that we're purposely the black belt show for DJs, and the part of that is bringing back or re-embracing what we had at the record store, which would be a bunch of us from all corners of the world with all kinds of musical influences crossing paths and just talking shop. So I wanted to bring in some of the people that are making moves right now on Twitch and my friends and everything else to sort of have this collective conversation. And we can and so Z-Trip, you're one of the homies tonight.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we're just gonna hang out.
I wish I could pour some of this for everybody, man. I wish I could pour a little bit.
No kidding, right? Yes.
You get a little.
What's over here?
So looks like we got Entity, we got Entity from Sacramento, we got Catch 22 from Florida, we got E-Rock from Dallas, Texas. We got Joshua Carl with the Jameson Caskmaster. You know Joshua Carl.
I see you,
Come all the way
Joshua
from
Carl.
Boston, and then all the way from DC, the librarian. What's up, man?
Big up.
We got more people coming in. It's like Chris Hopkins is coming in. Perfect. I think Aiden Scott's going to be here any minute as soon as he wakes up.
Didn't he say he had some soy veda or something like that, right?
I don't know what he was doing. Yeah, last time we had him in here, he had some Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce and was just ruining a pair of ribs.
Don't let him hear you say that. We'll never let him down.
Nice. Big up, everybody.
Yo,
what's up?
Aiden's here. Gypsy Kid coming in. Awesome. So Aiden Scott from Philly coming in hot, and then Gypsy Kid from Oakland coming in as well. Quite the powwow.
Word, man. This is great.
First of all, what's up, guys? Can we get a what's up to Z-Trip, everybody?
What's up, Z-Trip?
Good to see you, man.
Yeah.
So, guys, come on, promoters, right? Come on.
Fucking promoters, right?
Right? Come on, man. Fucking sound checks, am I right?
Right. Fucking sound checks.
It's dope.
So, real quick, in 2020 right now, I've been saying this on my videos for a long time. 2020 DJing is fucking illegal. And it's illegal to DJ in real life. And technically, it's illegal to DJ on Twitch. And right now, we Twitch users received an email that is dropping a serious fucking hammer on us Twitch streaming DJs. And it is in relation to the DMCA situation that has been going on for years now, but has been amplified just this past year. And did anybody else in here get that? First of all, did anybody else in here get that email from Twitch?
I think we all got it.
Yeah, we all did.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Darth Vader in here. What up, Darth Vader? Glad you made it in, brother.
Yeah.
What's up?
A lot of the European cats didn't get it, but I know almost every U.S. person got it.
So, the UK guys got it.
Really?
Did they?
Yeah,
Well,
the homies
EU
DJ
didn't.
Codis and some of the Global Funk fam, they definitely got that email.
Okay, so maybe
Oh,
it was the EU cats that didn't get it.
So,
what up, man? Like Deeps?
we've been, Man Like Deep's coming in hot.
What up, Deeps?
So we've been covering this topic at length. I've got like a 2-hour thing where I just went off on my own. And then we've had a couple of roundtables on it. And we've been following this closely. And it's a weird conundrum that we're in right now as DJs, because Twitch has all of this language saying, if you're a DJ, don't be on Twitch. Literally says DJ performances.
Pretty much.
If you're a DJ, no DJ performances, no radio style performances. I'm not afraid to call it the elephant in the room, by the way. We're straight up calling it. And we're technically breaking their terms of service every time we go live. But then on the other side of it, Twitch is actively making these deals with the music industry, event promoters, and even partnering DJs. By the way, Z-Trip, you're not a partner. I was going to ask you about that. I wonder what that's all about. But
well, I'll tell you. I mean, to be honest, I thought about doing it, but there's also clauses in there that didn't really sit well with me, and I'm still trying to sort of figure out how to work with that situation. Like, I wouldn't mind being a partner, but at the same time, I don't know how many of you have sat down and looked over what the black and white on what really goes into becoming a partner, but there's certain things that you can't do that are in there, you know, that don't allow you to sort of flourish, or only flourish within their community. And while I think that's great, and there might be times where I might only do a Twitch thing, if I want to do some of these other things, in theory, I would be
violating your contract, basically.
Violating my partnership. And so, you know, until those things get worked out, I felt like it's probably best to just not dive in 100%. But, you know,
you think it's the exclusivity stuff that you can't
I don't, you know, if I all of a sudden, you know, want to do something with somebody else or go somewhere else, I mean, come on, man, we're all struggling, right? So to be beholden to one thing, I just know that from working with record labels. Like, would I sign a major label contract in 2020?
No.
Fuck no. Like, you know, unless the constructs of that deal allowed me the ability to do the things that I would want to do regardless. And if you want to play ball with me in that regard, then yeah. So I just decided it wasn't really in my best interest to lock in 100%. Is it off the table? No. But is it something that, you know, I saw all these people just jumping in like, oh, I gotta be a partner,
right?
Because my profit share is better, or whatever. Like, they just look at the short side of things, and while that might work for them, for me, I'd rather walk through this process than race and run.
Smart.
Just to sort of cover some ground, to make a little bit more here or there, or, you know. And I still think there's
to your success, by the way.
Well, I think there's an opportunity to do it, and I'm not, again, it's not off the table, and I'm just in no hurry to do it under the current circumstances. And in my talkings with them, I've seen a couple things change for better or for worse over the course of, you know, 6-8 months that I've been sort of in talks about it. So I'm just holding out. You know, for me, that's just for me. But I also am looking at the bigger climate of, it allows me the position to step back and not feel like, oh, I'm in lockstep with this thing and they're doing something that I don't like. And let me even just step back from Twitch in general and just talk about in general. Mm-hmm. Let's take Instagram as an example. If Instagram right now were all of a sudden to say, you know what, guys, we're done. We don't want to do Instagram anymore. We're done. And we're not selling it to anybody. We're just done. All the work that we put in cultivating our Instagram followers and all the inroads we have to people we only speak to and we only connect with. I don't have some of these people's phone numbers or emails or anything. The only way I connect to them is through direct message, through Instagram. And I wake up every morning thinking it's just going to be there. Right? What if one day it wasn't? All of a sudden, all that work you put into that thing would be gone. And so for me, the concept of trying to figure out other means in my small bubble of how to communicate to my audience or connect with people is a bit more paramount than building up and putting all this energy into one platform that may or may not go away.
Check 1 2 sound check crew. Let me know. Early arrivals. Billy Robot, I see you. What's happening? Ratbone, what up? Stitch Jones. Coupon, what's happening, man? Nikki Painter, what's going on? Can anybody hear the words that are being spoken? Just say yes, we hear you in the chat. Anybody who streams, you know, I need the acknowledgement.
I can hear you on mine.
Okay, good.
Someone talk to me, please.
Please talk to me. Vader, how you doing, man?
Good, man. Chilling.
I'm excited to have a show. I didn't get to do a show last week.
I know you're busy bee.
No.
You're a busy beely, if you will.
honestly, I would have much rather have been doing the show than hobbling around, because that was shortly after I wrecked on the scooter, was right around Wednesday afternoon. And but yeah, we did actually DJing
Actually.
last Wednesday, live from Seattle. That was a good time. I know, man. Coupon, we got to get some rounds. I see that you've ascended to the highest level in Guilty Gear Strive. I'm on floor 8 right now, and you and I are the only two people in this room that know anything about what we're talking about. But I'm down to get some sets, bro. Let's do that. Just this light's a little bit beaming. We're not. It's not that serious. Okay. PLC, what up? Dude, El Conductor, what's happening, man? How's the PDX?
Conductor.
That's the homie Mason. We've done lots of parties together going back to the 20th century.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
This is Darth Vader, for those that don't know. And there is, I don't know what's going on in the upper left-hand corner there. Could you please explain to me what's that all about?
It's just a counter that's happening. You know, somebody in this Zoom room other than myself is making a trip out to the East Coast, and that's when you'll be arriving. So you know, it's an exciting time.
It is I'm very excited, man.
Yeah. Maybe I should just keep this up on all my streams until then.
For those that don't know, Fader and I have never met before.
Never.
But we talk damn near every day at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's a good homie, man. And I've only seen him in this little square on my screen.
Right.
And so I guess apparently that is the countdown to when we will actually be in the same vicinity. Hold on, let me wait, is it this side? It's this side. Wait, let's do it. Where you at?
Oh shit.
Where you at?
I didn't know you were doing a fucking high five.
Let's go. Oh man. So I'm heading out to the East Coast August, the second week of August, is that right?
Yeah, 9th.
August 9th, for about a week. And I will probably see a lot of Atlantic City, hoping to see some of Boston, and definitely will be seeing some of the casinos on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And excited, very excited. Man, that's going to be insane.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun.
We're going to have a good time. It sounds like trouble.
We may even, like, you know, even catch a like the folks on the Twitch can actually probably catch a back-to-back stream, like with us actually doing it, like actually standing next to each other and being able to mix in and out of records as opposed to.
Wait, you mean we didn't already do that once before?
Oh, on the boat, yeah.
What are you talking about? Yeah, I'm down, and that obviously that's definitely gonna have to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Nikki Painter, what's up? Word up, man. Big up, Mason. That's a very talented individual right there. Make sure you follow I Am El Conductor. And hopefully I get to see a bunch of your streams. That'd be dope. Stitch Jones, I see you in the green room. Bring you in just a second. If you want to jump in this Zoom, ! Zoom at any time. Jump in. For those that don't know what this is DJs Not DJing. We do this thing every single Wednesday. At least that's the goal. We haven't missed very many. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a bunch of DJs not DJing, talking shop, having a good time. For those that don't know me personally, I was the record store guy here in town for many, many years. And every New Music Tuesday, generally speaking, we would have this like crazy powwow of DJs that would come into the shop all day long. And some people would hang out there all day long. And a lot of good conversation was had about music, technology, new gear, things that are happening in our world, and across genre barriers. It was just all different backgrounds and all different musical tastes and everything. So it was awesome, and so that's kind of what we're trying to we've tried to recreate. You saw earlier, if you were tuned into the pre-roll, we had Z-Trip on here. It's getting close to almost a year ago in a few months. And that was incredible. He was super down, too. We sat around and talked for like another hour after we were off stream.
We chopped it up afterward. It was awesome. You're just like kicking in with like one of the homies.
Yeah, totally. He's the most down-to-earth person. It's super awesome. Toka, what's happening? I see you. Ratbone, what's happening? Appreciate y'all being here. Coupon, I see you. PLC, what up? DJ's not DJing. Let's get to it. So how was your week, man? How's things going for you?
Good. I think IRL events are coming back nice and strong and full and everything like that, and that's been great. Out here on the East Coast, Mother Nature hasn't been too kind for us lately. There's some day gigs I had kind of lined up that ended up falling through because of some rain and some stuff like that. So it was a little kind of shitty, but it is what it is.
It's been stupid hot out here in Sacramento. It was gorgeous in Seattle. The weather was amazing. I even got to put on like a long sleeve shirt every now and then. I was like, wow, this is awesome. But as soon as I got back to Sac, it was, oh man, so hot. 100 plus for a couple of days. It's cooling off a little bit now. But definitely nothing that stopped the gigs from happening.
Yeah.
Motown on Mondays for us is slammed.
It looks great.
Yeah, Epic and I are having a blast.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different than when we were doing it before the pandemic. I mean, we're back, and it's honestly busier than it's ever been. Like, it's enormous, because what had happened is in the last year, the dining, because Lowbrow is a restaurant during the day, and then they convert into entertainment at night, right? At least that's what it was before the pandemic, right? Now they're actually closing at 11 p.m. And they started off with having a limited capacity, and we weren't able to do anything there yet. But then now they're starting to like be open to full capacity, and things are a little bit different because in the last year, in order to dine, they had to move their dining outside. And a lot of restaurants, and I'm sure a lot of cities have seen this as well, a lot of restaurants have moved their dining out to the street level.
Yep.
And created these like outdoor patio dining areas that in what used to be like the city street. And in some cases they've completely closed like city blocks so that restaurants can have the entire street, and there's no more driving down that block anymore.
Right.
Well, Lowbrow happens to be one of those restaurants where they had the entire block open now. And so capacity, coming back to this, capacity is like 5 times what it was when we were doing it before, and it's crazy. But we're doing it's different now because we're doing it from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. whereas before it was normal bar hours. It was like a 9:30 to 2 a.m. kind of a gig. That's what Sacramento bar hours are. I don't know how late you guys go out there.
Yeah, we're like 10 to 2 kind of thing.
Yeah, last call, they have to be out the door shut at 2. So we actually like 150, 155, we're like cutting the music and getting people out, right?
Yeah, it's usually like 1:30 for me, 1:45 is the music off, and then get the fuck out.
Yeah. That's when you play the really offensive record that tells everyone it's time to leave. Yeah. Kato Potato with the raid. Big up Kato Potato. Appreciate you raiding in. Hope your stream was awesome.
Kato
Probably will be jumping in the Zoom in a bit too.
Potato.
Try this NG. What's happening? Appreciate the follow. Welcome everybody for your first time. Hi. Vancouver representing. What's up, Moses? You go to 3 to 4 a.m. That's crazy. The liquor license runs out at 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So
New
like
York is like 4 a.m. too. Like
we have a couple of venues here that go till 3, but they stop serving at 2.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they gotta be
and
dry.
like, dude, that 2 to 3 hour, if you can keep them there, then you're lucky. Most people in those kind of places, they're fucking out at 2 o'clock, no matter what you try to do. No more bar, no more booze. They can't buy any food. They're fucking gone, right?
Right.
So that's what that is. But yeah, so we're going 5 to 10 now instead of normal bar hours. And I got to tell you, I was a little bit hesitant at first because like I was like, man, Monday afternoon, I don't know. Like, it's a big place. It's like it's going to be tough. And when they're setting us up outside now. We used to be inside. They're setting us up outside. I was like, this is gonna be tough. And the last 2 weeks have just been bananas, like enormous fucking crowds. And
great.
let me pull up a video from, see if I can find a video that I sent to Epic, because he was, I think he posted it on his Instagram a second ago. Let me see here. It's been crazy. Like, people are fully out, and I was nervous that people weren't going to be like happy with us being fully open. Yeah, here it is right here. Check this out. We're going to shrink for a second. Okay, we'll be back in a second. Give me a second here. Hi, there we are. And we're going to fix this. There's that. Okay, check this out. Look at this one. This is this past Monday. Just jumping. Awesome camera. Who shot that shot? That is a great camera, man. Let me tell you. That is outstanding. Yeah, we're having a blast on Mondays. And so it's kind of working out. And what I'm noticing is that because we're on earlier, we've been first of all, we've been getting nothing but compliments on that. And second, a lot of people have been coming out saying, we've been wanting to come to this for years, because this is our 7th year, minus the 1 year we had, in the last year. We all know what happened there. This is our 7th year, and so like we've been wanting to come to this for years, but you guys are on so late, and I work. Like, this is great,
Right.
kind of stuff. And also from 5 to 8 p.m. it's all ages, so they can like have kids with their parents and stuff. It's a different vibe from 5 to 8, and then from like 8 until 10, it's like it turns it starts to get dark, and then it turns into like a
more trendy,
more of a disco or dancing. You know what I mean? It's a good time.
Yeah.
Good time. But so IRL events are like coming in strong right now in SAC. So it's pretty exciting times.
Money is nice.
Well, not just that, just being able to like
Yes.
be out and perform and stuff again is just so rewarding. It's awesome, honestly, and I hope that we can keep things moving in this direction in a safe fashion too, obviously.
Sure.
But yeah, it's been fun. Man. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about was, because of all these gigs.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I've been trying to come up with a really simple mobile solution for streaming at your gigs.
Yeah.
And like a couple of hurdles that I've thought of and stuff like that. But first of all, did you mention that you got one of those camera things?
I just happen to have it right here.
I sure hope they're watching right now.
Yeah. It's called a Mevo Start.
By the way, anybody who wants to jump in this and talk some shop with us, !Zoom. Anytime.
I still got the
Come hang out.
plastic on it. It's that new and fresh first.
Have you used it yet?
Yeah, I've used it a couple times. I just didn't take like the plastic off the sides.
Okay.
It wasn't like over the lens. It was like
Right.
so.
Right.
This is what I've been using as my mobile streaming kind of situation.
Dude, if you're a DJ and you're not getting the fucking Mevo ads in your Instagram or Facebook, then you're doing it wrong, because they're
There's something
targeting the
wrong.
fuck out of everybody right now with
Yeah,
those things.
for real.
Yeah.
So like this is an all-in-one 1080p webcam. It has a USB-C or whatever the fuck that little thing is, and it also has the 3.5 or 1/8 inch, whatever the hell you want to call it, the headphone size, jack in the back for audio input.
Let me ask you something about that.
Yes.
Is the input on it, is it mic and line level? Like, is it auto switching for mic and line? Or is it only mic or only line? Do you know?
It's one input. I don't know that for certain, because I'm only putting one input into it at a time. I have yet to do something where I split.
When you're running a line level signal into it, it's coming through clean?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's direct. It sounds great.
Okay.
It's awesome, but it's just I'm trying to figure out a different way to be able to do things to where like currently
All
my
I
current,
says that's not a camera, it's a radar detector. Go ahead.
So I'm, trying to find a way to, be able to with the as minimal gear as possible.
That's the whole
Be able to
point,
do-
right?
Yeah, be able to do something to where I could be playing out at a gig and be streaming it to Twitch and to be interacting with chat on Twitch, but not the whole entire venue to hear it. So normally I'd have like a microphone set up through, my mixer and, talk through my mixer or whatever, or controller or what have you. I don't want to do that in that specific instance, because at the bar or the club or whatever gig I'm at, I don't want to hear everyone say, "Yo, big up Rap Bone for the bits." I don't want to be blasting that out into the middle of the situation.
I did some research on those Mevos, and
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite things that I read was that first of all, when you plug in to the 1/8 inch on the back, it cuts off the internal mic. There's 3 microphones on it, and it cuts off the internal microphone.
Yep, it routes right to the whatever that audio is.
Right, and
there's 3 microphones that are like right
and
here.
if you're like wirelessly connecting to that camera with like your phone using the app, you can utilize that connection and not have to have anything tethered to your device as the audio interface. The audio interface stays on the Mevo, right? I really like that. And the other thing I really like too was that if you had another Mevo, like if you added a second one, then you can actually mix the microphone from the other Mevo with the line level input from the Mevo that you're using from your mixer. Right. So now you can create these like kind of live concert experience things when the crowd reacts, you can hear it kind of thing, right? Like and stuff like that. And I think
there's an app that you can control multiple at once. There is a microphone app that you can use, as a device. So I could set up another device, but I didn't necessarily have to have, a microphone like being, plugged in here if I had another like device or whatever. I was using that as well.
You could just pair to it and use the microphone in that device, and then that's your room mic. Like if you just had an iPad or an iPhone sitting out on a table, right?
Yep.
It would pick up the room in a pretty unique way, and you could mix that with what's going on from the line level input. And this is all within the camera, the environment. You're not having to use any other software. You're
using an app. Yeah, you're using an app that's on the phone though, too.
That's pretty
or
sick.
a device like like either an iPad or an iPhone or something like that, because that's where you're running. Because like it's cool. You could give a little on the fly kind of show too, because I could have like I could have the camera like not right here, be a little bit further back on my gear or whatever that, and like I can pinch and zoom in on the app, because it's giving me like the feedback of the of the camera of what it's getting. It's doing that, so I could basically kind of produce a little
Catch
thing on the
22,
fly.
what's happening,
I go
man?
tight, I can go tight and go wide, like depending upon. So it gives you a little bit of like it's digital obviously, but it's still like a cool little effect.
I'm curious the stability of it when it comes to a 1080p stream. I'll probably still output at 720 just for the bandwidth.
But it's just I think the thing to take into consideration is the data, like, and how you're able to get it, from where you're coming from, because there's been times when I haven't had Wi-Fi available that I've had to rely on like a cellular hotspot, and depending on where you are, not everybody's got good cell phone service, number one, or good Wi-Fi, number two. You know what I mean? This thing,
right?
You need to have a decent, solid connection to be running this continuously.
Right?
Yeah.
Speaking of hotspot, I recently got something added on to my phone plan.
You like how I did that?
One of those boxes. Yeah. Nice segue. Let me find it real quick.
I thought you would have it. Yeah. Yeah, I got a message today from my cell phone carrier that they're like upping my unlimited data plan. I was like, oh, okay.
I'll take that.
I'll gladly use
I
that.
got one of these things. It's battery powered.
Yeah.
I can literally like keep it in my bag or plop it on the table.
Yeah.
It's a full router. You can be as tight ass as you want, or you can create guest networks and let people fucking jack your data or whatever. You know what I mean? To help people that don't have internet in a certain room or something. And this thing kicks ass. I'll tell you, like, the fucking service that it gets is pretty damn quick, dude. Like it works pretty good. And so this thing is gonna help me out a lot. For only, what's it, like 20 extra bucks a month on my cell phone bill, I can plop that thing around with mad gigs of data on it.
Right.
So I'm excited to utilize that. And what I like about it is that, what's the one you got? Okay, it's a Netgear Nighthawk, and it's for AT&T because that's my provider. Radfin coming in the Zoom, he's gonna have some words. But I'm telling you, like, one thing I like about it is that it has the ability to connect over Ethernet to the I got you. Has the ability to connect over Ethernet and do data offloading to a local area network if you have it. And so it's creating its own subnet. And also the thing I like about it is that it can do it over Wi-Fi if you wanted to as well. So I think there's a lot of versatility in it, not of it being a WAP or it being a full-on the actual service provider. Ratfin coming in. What do you think, man?
A wet ass pussy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The wireless ass pussy.
Yeah.
The hyphen in there, right? No hyphen. I'm all right. Yeah, I heard you want my opinions on things.
Yes, I do. I'm excited for this to break on Saturday. I'm gonna try it out on Saturday. It's gonna fuck up, and it's gonna be awesome.
Was it because you guys were doing something completely different when you did the inside the ride?
That was at a studio.
Yeah.
We were at a television production studio.
I was legit, almost too legit.
It looked like we were at evening at the Improv, and we needed a stool and a glass of water.
Too legit.
I have all of the
Twitch.
assets from it, and dude, let me tell you, they did an amazing job. Big up to Jesse and Christian for the outstanding production job. Those guys were awesome, and we're gonna do more there. They want to do more, so I'm down. It probably won't be a party every time, but like a couple of people utilizing the space creatively, you can count on that. So it's gonna be a good time. Like when somebody comes up from the East Coast, and we need a great place to dock the yacht. I think I might know a spot.
Get it. Let's get it.
Right? Word up. Big up Spire. Yo, Spire, how you doing, man? Spire has the winner of the of all of the analog emails
that
from the
past
party.
weekend. Yeah.
Yes,
for sure.
this is for sure gonna stay with me on stream for many streams to come. It's good to see you, man. Had a great time kicking it
The guy
with you
looks
guys.
good back there too.
Yeah. Kyle's kicking it over there. You know it. Yeah, that party was a lot of fun. That was your mom's that did those with Entity, and she came through with a big stack. It was dope. Had a good time. Nikki Kainer was there too. Actually, she's coming in the Zoom right now.
Yeah, I think Entity messaged me and he said that like, hey, can you send me like the biggest version of that you have?
Oh, no.
And I was like, yeah, sure.
Wait, Nikki Scott. I love it.
I didn't steal one. I should have stolen one. Apparently.
The souvenirs, man.
Hell yeah! I forgot to get a yo.
I got a yo.
I think they're still over there.
They doubled as fans for the room too. Actually.
Oh yeah, I imagine. Yeah.
Because it was hot.
It was
It
pretty
was
warm.
brutal. It was brutal.
I got a Gypsy Kid hand. right here. And then
Ball. Did you get a ball?
I got another guile.
Nice.
This is for the kids to tear up. And then I got Tugboat Massive.
That looks so good.
And then I got the Yo!
Got Gypsy. I got
Definitely held up that
Massive.
EO the wrong way many times.
I'm sure I did.
yeah.
Damn, Nikki, you stole everything.
I did. I took them all.
I didn't
Like,
get a
I
didn't
need
get
like
a bow.
916 Junglist fucking trading cards, bro. You have like all this
I didn't
shit.
get a bow,
Collect them all.
right?
South Spencer, and then this is my favorite.
They did a post work on our videos with like some extra B-roll added into the shots and stuff. I have all of the assets. It's like 30 gigs, so I'm slowly putting it up onto the YouTube channel. It'll all be up there.
Did you
The
get
archive-
Jesse's stuff too?
What's that? Yeah, so I'm saying he cut some of Jesse's stuff into the sets, and then he broke the sets up into their time slots.
Nice.
And also the one that came through on Twitch, there's an audio sync issue. That's all resolved on his version too. So,
Yeah, for people that didn't see it or weren't there, you missed out. But the way we had the setup was there were 3 cameras. There was one, 2 facing the DJ. One was like a really tight shot, like a headshot, basically head and shoulder shot. And the other one was like a wider shot of the decks and everything. And then back left behind the DJ, there was another one that was pointing. You could see the DJ and then a little bit of like the floor. And
it's like the
and
over the
stuff.
shoulder look at the crowd shot.
Which turned out really great. And then the 4th camera was not on the live stream. That's what Billy's talking about. So that is the one that I haven't even seen. So basically, Jesse was just kind of carrying it around and like getting unique shots. So yeah, I'm really excited to see. I thought almost the whole time, probably about 80% of the night, that was live. And anytime he like pointed it in my face, I'm like, yeah, but it wasn't. So
Yeah, he wasn't cutting that in, but he cut it into the post production.
yeah,
And it's dope. And I have all the assets. I just got to upload them from Dropbox to the channel's YouTube archives. So that should be done tonight. Takes a while. And
bring it over to my place. Get up in 3 minutes.
You get that fiber love?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Gig up,
that
gig
like?
down, buddy.
What's that like?
It's too fast. It's too fast. Like when I do a stream on Twitch, I'll take the OBS recording and upload it to YouTube, and it's like 45 seconds.
Jeez.
And I'm like, well, that's done, I guess. It depends on how big it is. One was like 15 gigs, and that took like 3 minutes.
I don't know what that's like.
That's insane. Yeah.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
We're still on our scrubby coaxial over here, but it's doing the trick. Joshua Carl.
Hello. How are you?
Chilling.
You guys
Talking
talk,
about
I'm gonna eat this quesadilla.
talking about mobile stream solutions. And we were going over the Mevo camera and all of its glory, and I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, man. I think this thing looks tight. For anything, I like that it's just one thing that you can plop up somewhere, plug the audio in, game on, right? Especially after you've already like programmed your Twitch stuff into it and all of that, blah blah blah.
You know, it's also just pop right in there, right? The original app is one thing. There's the Mevo multicam app that like even if I'm not using more than one camera, I can still use that app to broadcast from. I can add graphics onto that thing, and so it's not just like, just a straight up shot, just a straight up camera shot, and that's it. Like I could be adding, you know, some graphics, a little bit of overlay kind of, you know, work and stuff into that too. So that's pretty cool, which the original one doesn't really have, because it's more like, you know, just grab whatever the camera sees and go, you know what I mean?
Totally.
I've been considering one. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. It definitely seems like the easiest, best solution there is.
I feel like I'm not getting the whole thing unless I get the 3-pack, and like the 3-pack is like $1,000, and so it's like that's a big commitment now.
I also bought the stand.
You got the stand too?
Uh-oh. Looks a little limp.
Yeah, it went a little limp on me. And the travel case. I bought all 3 at the same time.
Yeah.
All 3 of them did not arrive at the same time.
Sure.
I had the camera a lot sooner than I had the rest of the things. I had the camera a lot sooner than I had the protective case I was hoping to have to be able to take it out on gigs without it getting scratched.
That looks exactly like the Phase case. Like I mean, that same size
Hey guys,
and
I'll be
everything.
right back.
Vortex-y looking like stuff.
Oh, it's a little smaller.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I mean, I got big hands. So, you know. But it works. It works like a charm. I'm happy with it thus far. What I'm not happy with is the fact that I took the mounting screw thing off, so I could mount it on top of a mic, a mic stand. Like it's that perfect same like thread size for like a mic stand.
Okay, I was gonna ask you that. So it'll fit onto like a mic stand. It doesn't have to be like a camera type of stand.
Well, apparently when I bought this stand, it's looking for it to be a smaller circumference, you know, a fitting, which I don't know where the hell that other thing that I took off was to begin with. So I'm like, I don't know. I gotta try to find it or whatever. So I can't
get a proper mic stand, and it'll just
Well,
be
you get these
sturdy
adapter
as fucking camera
kits.
stand.
Yeah,
there's adapter kits you can buy. They just literally go on top of.
Yep, they fit
the
over
other
the other
screw.
ones. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so like this one is tiny.
Pinky
and
out says catch.
The one is the one's a lot, you know, more. The one on the bottom of
Catch,
the
get
thing
in the
itself
Zoom room, man. What are you doing?
is a lot bigger, you know. So like, I gotta try and like make up that fucking distance.
Well, I would just get a you need a kind of a pivot, right? So that you have the ability to.
Yeah,
kind of
there's
angle
other
it.
ones that are like those things that like take up the, you know, the adapters that take up like, you know, or that make up the extra space.
Right.
But this isn't the exact right one for it.
No,
This is like,
what you might want to look into is one of these. It's a quick release,
yeah.
and they make them on on the bottom. You can change it to whatever size you need, but then when you put it on, it's a matter of just unscrewing and screwing this thing on, and then you keep the other aspect on the.
Because this
on
one's
the
like
unit.
good for my mic. I have it. So I think I have it somewhere because I don't fucking throw anything away, but I just don't exactly know where it
Not
is.
sure
So
where it went.
I
That
gotta
sucks.
try and find it. So I'm like, fuck.
Or you're heading to the hardware store. The
Pivot.
it's good to know that it'll fit onto a mic stand, because I got fucking plenty of like boom stands, and podium stands and shit.
So I just had a plain, you know, I just had a mic stand and I.
Oh yeah,
I was
really,
doing it
really.
just like that. Fucking idiot, dude. Who brought this guy?
Shit. So
If you find
good.
a good camera shop, you can find all those adapters and
Yeah.
this to that kind of things.
So I was trying to come up with a solution with the shit that I had, and I have a bunch of, because I've been drinking the apple juice for so long, I have a bunch of really old iPhones.
Yeah.
And so I decided that I would look for an iOS-based solution and see what was out there. There's a lot of cool stuff. I'm on a free trial right now for an app called Switcher, and it would be a serious investment if I did it. We're talking like, I think like $400 a year kind of a thing. So I'm not certain if I want to stay with it.
Yeah.
But one feature that I really like about it, which is kind of cool, is that anybody that has an iOS device, it doesn't even have to be an active phone. It could be like an old phone with no service, as long as the Wi-Fi still works. They can join to the subnet, and I can use their phone as a camera in the mix of things. And so, like, you could have like the random shot where somebody's holding their phone up from like the back of the room, cut to that kind of shot, or like, you know what I mean, like those kind of things. Also, it creates like a participant, adds participation, and brings in like people kind of doing stuff together. I really like that idea a lot. Battle. Speaking of which, let's beat the shit out of each other. Battle royale going down.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, but I thought that sounds kind of cool. So I have installed a bunch of software, and I'm gonna try to use it. I tested it on Motown on Monday, and it was like it worked too good. I was like, well, this is easy because like once you get it going, you can have it like start auto switching. And then like you can jump in and do your own thing if you want. You can add the graphics and overlay shit. You can't go full on stream avatar. You can't run PC games on it and shit, right? But it was pretty fun, right? And as far as like producing a live event, you're talking about needing the ability to address the stream without it going to the front of house, right? And I'm still trying to come up with the correct solution. We didn't actually have a foolproof solution at the last one. It worked really well for the stream, but for the people there were times when they were like, I don't know what he's saying right now. He's just fucking up there talking. It's so loud because they couldn't hear it on the speakers in the room. They would have to hear it from like my actual voice yelling over the volume of the speakers, which probably.
You're talking about talking to the stream as opposed to talking to the people,
right? And having different levels of audio. So what I have is this. Let me show you.
Because like that's what Josh, that's what I was saying with like my Mevo and stuff. Like I just had one single like headphone jack 1/8" line from RCA phono out of the mixer into that, and that's all I was doing. No, I was just filling time while you were away.
This is what I'm plugging into my iOS devices, one of these Roland Go mixers, and then it has the line in on an 1/8" from your Master 2 RCA out on your DJ mixer.
Yep. How does that connect? Because this is the question I was waiting to ask: is how can I just hook something directly to my phone and use the IRL in the Twitch app?
Here's the lightning connector or whatever.
Yeah, one for USB-C.
Yeah, sure. Yes, and then it comes with that cable too. It was in the box too, and then I put the big ass arrow. I drew that on. That's not that perfect looking arrow. I drew that. That's not computer.
Custom.
Yeah.
Done there, Norman Rockwell.
Right.
I told Gabe to get in here. He's saying I run a USB mic to my streaming computer. I told him to get in here because he's been streaming his gigs and having a camera on him, a camera on the crowd, the individual mic, plus he's running the videos because he streams and does the videos.
You're right. So here's how it works.
Gabe, get in here.
The line in is coming from the DJ mixer, and I put that that custom arrow right there, that beautiful custom arrow, is to tell me no matter how many shots deep I am, that's where it's supposed to go, right? And so, that's coming from the DJ mixer, and then I also have this 1/4" input for a mic right here, okay, and I have my own level for it right there as well, right?
Nope.
So I can run that as my mic for the chat only, and you can make that a lav mic that you wear so that whenever you're just talking, the chat hears you, the people watching you on chat hear you talking. That'd be very reality TV style, right? Like where like, you know what I mean? No matter what.
I can't believe this bitch is about to come up to me. And
Yeah, that's the other thing. You need
like
something with a
fucking time.
you need a quick mute, or you be doing this the whole night, like blah 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 blah
They
blah
need to
blah.
stop
Oh
serving.
no, why? No, why would you want to mute? That's what
Oh,
I'm saying.
dude,
I'm
hot mic all
like,
night, baby. That's what they're
this
tuning in
bitch.
for, bro.
Right,
That's what they're.
exactly, right.
And plus, you'd have to set the gate on that properly, or else you'd just be getting the music back in the entire night.
Another solution is the shotgun approach, or like a room mic, which is kind of cool because then you have the ability, like I was saying earlier, to mix the reaction of the room with the line level signal, and now you've got this like cool hybrid where you can hear the room, but it also still sounds clean, kind of audio, and that actually
People,
sounds really
singing
cool.
along or,
Yeah,
like, singing,
especially if you have like a
doing
stereo,
whatever.
because it's stereo. If you have a stereo mic that can pick up like the fucking full image of the room, where like if a drink falls on the fucking side of the room, you could hear it on that side, on that speaker, right? Like that kind of stereo imaging would sound really cool.
So I think the take-home point is if you're using the all-in-one solution like the Mevo, and you need to get your mic and your audio and anything else in there, you have to explore a mixer.
No, not true. Because Mevo, if you have more than one Mevo, you can use the individual sources, and it mixes themselves. So you can say Mevo 1 is the DJ mixer, so I'm going to keep that as my primary. But Mevo 2 is we're using the microphones for the room, so you can just mix that accordingly in the multicam app. It has like a full-on audio mixer for all the different levels. So that's, I mean, and you obviously you can use a room mic plugging into the back of one of those Mevos too, if you wanted to get fancy, right? Put a little camera shotgun on top of one of those things, and really pick up the room. A lot of cool, interesting ideas for creating like a neat live environment where we have the ability to I don't know, get kind of Ferris Bueller with it and start talking to the camera like we're talking to the people watching versus what's really going on in you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? It could be really cool.
I think I just want to find out if there's a way, if I have a headphone splitter, you know what I mean? Like an 1/8" splitter. If I plug that in the back, I plug my, balance, master 2 into one side, I plug a microphone on the other side of that and just fucking talk. You know what I mean?
It probably wouldn't pick up the mic unless the mic had some sort of power, though. Like you need to have no control over the level. The thing with mics is you always need a trim.
Yeah,
because mic line is
better off running all of that into a mixer than running the output of that.
Yeah,
mixer
I could get that little Mackie little fucking 2-channel thing or whatever. I may do that. I was trying to get away with not doing that.
Yeah, because then it's more setup, right? If you're talking
I wanted 2 things, my fucking that camera and then the fucking app I need to open and then fucking call it a day,
Right.
There's a fair amount of mics that have a gain on the front of the wireless mics, not the one I thought this one might have been it, but the Shure ULXs have a knob right on the front. So if you have a ULX wireless Shure system,
yeah, I mean I have a $500-600 Sennheiser microphone.
You gotta set it all up. That's 30 more minutes.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't want to do that.
Right.
I want to bring a cheap, $50-ish microphone or whatever, and then be able to turn it on and off and talk to the chat.
Here's my evil plan is to set up HQ, and then just find a couple of homies who are down to be camera operators for the night, and just have them go in shifts and run it and go for a while.
Drink ticket cameramen.
What's that?
Drink ticket cameramen.
Yeah, totally. And the more drink tickets, the better, because you're gonna get the better shots.
You can't go in the ladies' room. You can't. No, Billy said I could. He said if I had this camera, I could go in the ladies' room.
Stop going in the ladies' room.
Shots.
Yo, somebody got banned for that on Twitch. Remember?
Disrespect.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
So something to be aware of if you do give the cameras to somebody. Tell them stay out of the bathroom.
Stop. Okay.
Oh shoot. No, that's gonna be a good time. I think that the idea of making it a participation thing, it adds to it, right? So
one thing about this that I'll say is that it has the ability to work with NDI as well.
That's tight. I like that.
So
NDI is tight.
What I'm thinking of is in the future, if they end up fully baking it or adding onto it, NDI 5, which we have talked about on the show before, is that my streaming computer at home can do the fucking load, and all I got to do is be able to broadcast something to go pick that up, so I can be doing whatever the fuck I want, with my channel point redemptions and this and that and the other thing, and it still works. Right. And this is just broadcast.
You can send that to OBS Ninja, right? To a web link.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I mean
all of the software can go over IP too. That's kind of the solution to make it cross-platform. If anybody that didn't have with the Switcher app that I'm using, you have the ability to connect to them over IP as well, and it uses the not RTMP, it's RTSP or the other one that there's one or the other, right? It uses the other one. And it's simple, super simple connection, and it works really well. So it's just a little bit more of a manual connecting, and honestly, it's more stable that way too. Once you get that connection, it's we're good. But I'm excited to see how this works on Saturday. I know that it's not going to be perfect, but I would, because it's the first time trying it. But not afraid to try new things. Just like last Saturday I know that it wasn't the perfect thing, but we learned a lot, and we're gonna do some cool shit at that studio. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
We're doing
both
3D next
Ratfink
time.
and Fader for the immediate future.
Yeah, Ratfink.
Let's do some weird shit in that studio. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
What's the price point on the camera?
Is that me
Like-
making noise?
What was
Not
that?
it.
I don't know what,
I don't
the
know
hell
what
that
it was.
Percolate.
They got a
Um,
bubble in their tummy.
It,
I'm connecting like 8 different
it's-
audio things right
yeah,
now.
it's
so I
like
wouldn't be
it's
Slipknotty
like
vibes.
three. Is it $3 to
Futurist
$400?
Brazil in the house. Salve.
You guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
Oh, Catch
Yeah, man.
22 made it in. What up, man?
Yeah.
I've been here for a little bit. What
I
up?
didn't see you in here.
It's fine. You can ignore me. It's okay.
Sneak
He doesn't
Billy doesn't pay attention to anybody but himself.
No, that's
That's
not true. That's not true.
Shots fired.
What
I
a
have to.
dick. Billy,
I
would never say that.
I'm the other Billy, remember? So he has to do that. I'm the other Billy.
Have you considered any kind of a mobile-based solution, Catch 22, when it comes to streaming in the near future or anything like that?
Yeah, I've been looking at different type of laptops to do, and then some sort of a different controller. I was trying to get it all ready for when I go to Alaska, which I'm leaving this weekend for that. But
Oh, damn! It's already happening this weekend. That came
yeah,
up fast.
yeah, absolutely. So I was trying to do that. I was even looking at like maybe since I couldn't get it all together that quick, because I don't really have the loot to just like drop, to buy $1,000 laptop and a DJ controller.
Well, don't you have one of those newer GoPros that can connect to a RTMP?
Yeah, I do. I have an 8 and I have a 7, so I've been trying to figure out what to do with that. So I thought about maybe just doing literally just like a IRL, like just like a little chatting thing, and just sitting on a glacier or some shit and like saying what up and seeing what's going on if I can get internet at
Sitting on
somewhere.
a glacier.
Sitting on a glacier.
I'm on a boat, so
Right,
just
Riding a
something like
polar
that.
bear. Like,
Yeah, exactly. So maybe doing something like that, but I don't know. Like, I really don't know how that works. I mean, I know you can just stream from your phone, but I think you can do a hotspot from your phone and then connect the GoPro to the hotspot and then do it like
transmit
that.
that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if I use like Slobs, Streamlabs OBS, I think then you can do an overlay with alerts
Well,
Using
Stream-
for
Slobs.
mobile.
Streamlabs has
We gotta
its-
fight.
Streamlabs has like apps that you could be able
Yeah,
to stream right from that app itself, and then
Right.
Twitch's app,
You
Twitch's
can
mobile
add-
app, you could stream straight from it too if you have
Yeah,
Yeah,
audio
you can stream
But you
straight from
can't
that, which is
add
probably what I'll do.
graphics.
That's what I'm
Like,
trying
you
to do
can't-
right now.
You can add
Yeah.
graphic on the Streamlabs app. You can put graphics,
Yes,
the
you
chat
can.
box. Like you do, a little bit of extra shit here. and there.
Yeah, I was really trying to look at what this guy named Hitch does. I haven't seen him
Actually,
much,
hear that
obviously.
Streamlabs for mobile is decent. Actually, I
Yeah,
I
It
used
is. It is.
I
It's
used
better
it
than the one
years
for
ago.
PC. So
All right,
I
maybe I'll
used
check
it when
that
the
out.
pandemic. That's what I was doing before I bought like a little webcam or whatever. I was using one of my my phone and like an older iPhone, and using the Streamlabs app that way.
how's the internet up where you're going?
it's absolutely horrible. It's 3 bars 3G. And then we pay
you may
like
not be getting a
$100. I think we pay $100 for 12 gigabytes a month, which would last like 15 minutes on Twitch, through satellite. And I think it's like 1.5 up, but they just put a tower across the river from us. So it would be pretty slick,
Fancy.
but for some reason they couldn't find our address. And we were like, hey, you hooked up the house to the right and you hooked up the house to the left, and we're just in the center. So just, that's our address. And they're like, well,
You
Google
are
Earth
the
isn't
dead
showing
zone.
our address. And they're like, no, you're invisible, so we can't give you internet. And finally we got somebody to come out and say, see, we're right here. See, you did that house and you did that house. And they're like, okay, we have your address, we'll set you up. And then they said, oh, sorry, there was only 50 spots on the poll and you're 51st spot.
Mad
So
Eye
we
Moody.
can't get
No
internet. And it
internet
was
for
it was
Fell on
seriously
there.
fast. Like it was like, well, fast. It was 25.5 or 25.10 or something. For up there, that's super fast. So, but I thought that would be fast enough to stream. You know what I mean? You could probably do a 720 stream or something like
Just
that.
dial
up
it
there.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it'd be pretty
720,
slick.
30.
Like, I mean, there's legit planes that land like right in front of our house, like on the water. So
As
I'd be like
opposed to the
streaming-
unlegit planes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, they're pretty unlegit, to be quite honest. I mean, they're pretty sketchy people
Non-legit
flying
planes
these
land on the
planes.
water. You don't want to
only
be
got
around.
one wing.
Yeah,
That one's
they're
got a
pretty-
man on the wing.
Yeah, they're pretty sketchy, the people that fly these planes. But I just thought it would be pretty cool. You know, you're DJing on your freaking porch and you got like a river in front of you and like planes landing and everything. I thought it'd be pretty slick.
And the
No
Northern
fancy
Lights,
satellite
that'd
up
be
there to give you
awesome.
super wireless internet or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Northern
But-
Lights, Northern Lights.
But so our neighbor got it, and I was like seriously thinking about just like knocking on their door one day and be like, "Hey, I got to plug this into your router. Is that okay?" And they'd be like, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about," and just dig a little trench and just run a little Ethernet cable and be like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
King,
you
for
didn't see
internet."
me."
Well, you should
You
do,
know?
yeah.
Federal
Amazon,
crime admitted right here
Amazon
on
like
the United
ships
States
some
Jungle
fucking shit that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So, but yeah, so I was looking at a mobile rig. I was honestly looking at that little Denon battery powered one just for shits
Yeah,
and giggles.
totally
But
batteries.
That's
I'm down.
Yeah, like that one looks pretty slick. But like I said, it was a lot of money to drop for a couple of weeks. If I was gonna be up there, usually I'm up there for like 90 days. So if I was up there for longer, absolutely. But since I'm only gonna be up there a couple of weeks, we'll probably just keep it.
Ladies and
Nice
gentlemen,
one,
I have a
Chuck.
special announcement to make. Chuck the Bounty Hunter has arrived.
I
He
know.
just dropped
Hey,
420
20.
biddies right
Nice
in
one,
the
Chuck.
middle of a battle royal.
I always
All
miss
those
his
locking in.
shows.
I'm interested in seeing how this works on Saturday. In fact, I've got a couple of stands showing up. I got like a clip thing for a mic stand for an iPad to kind of secure it in,
Okay.
and I got like a shelf kind of thing that go underneath it where I can stick the audio interface and other random shit, maybe the Wi-Fi hotspot thingy, and then gonna give it a go. See if I can
That's
get
awesome.
a couple of camera operators. You can get it to just automatically change cameras every so many seconds and choose which
So-
cameras you want and stuff like that.
Here's
I got
a big
a question
question
about-
I have
Go ahead.
about that is like, so do you have to make people sign waivers? I mean, I know in different states you have to make people sign waivers if you can hear their voice. In other states, if you can't hear their voice, you're fine. You can show their face, you can show what they're doing. You don't have to sign waivers. But I don't know about like California per se.
It's public and it's like an official event, so they'll probably have notices, and you see that all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a thing on the door that says like your live.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, you
okay,
may be- you
gotcha.
may be
Got it.
filmed
You may
and
be
whatever.
live filmed. Da, 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 da.
Although this event is mostly outside, I think.
Your
too,
titties
so-
could be on the internet.
Text Matt.
Again?
They already are. Usually people
Catch
have to pay
22.
for free
for
this
that.
time.
Not
Or-
just fans.
Bill, I got a question about that mixer. So, does it have like power through?
So okay, that's the shittiest thing is
Okay.
this one does not. The one that I'm getting in a couple of days, actually hopefully arrives by Saturday. It takes 4 AA's and can run for like 15 hours on it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but what about your device though? That's what I'm talking about.
Right. So this right now is using the fucking iPad's power. So I have to use the and I'm not able to use any kind of like a splitter or anything like that. So I'm at the mercy of the strength of the iPad if I don't get the other one in time.
You might want to look. So this actually got for the computer when I'm at home, right? But it's USB-C. I'm sure you can get Lightning versions, but it has like a power through, like right there. That's USB-C.
I have one of those for my laptop. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean the same thing might work for your device if it has like a through like that.
Yeah, it would have to come out of the iPad, and it's not impossible. I'll look for that solution. The Go Mixer Pro, which is the step up from this one, it has a spot for 4 AA batteries, and it's like way too much power for it. Like it'll run forever apparently.
Yeah, but the iPad won't. That's probably the thing
Well,
to be more worried about, especially if you're doing all those different cameras coming in over Wi-Fi.
Yeah, totally. Well, all that's going to be happening. The iPad battery. Last I tested it at Motown on Mondays, it went for like 5 solid hours. It was on the whole time.
Oh, nice.
Streaming and everything.
Yeah,
Wow.
good to go. And we were just running. We weren't running like a full camera op though. So you do make a good point of having multiple cameras is going to drain it more and stuff like that. We'll go for as long as we can.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I was the reason I had this right in front of me is because I was trying to plug this into my phone and then connect a USB audio interface to it and then plug an aux out on the phone. Hold on, I'm gonna hook it all up because it's hilarious. This is the shit I've been doing off camera. So you got the phone and you got aux out, all right, and then you got USB-C on the bottom, and then there you go. Perfect, right? Perfect. It doesn't work at all. It doesn't work at all.
I wouldn't think it did.
But I think it's actually a hardware block.
I think
like,
once
or a
you
software block on the phone.
With the Lightning, once you split it, or if you're going to power through, you have to have a device that has to be able to power itself. I don't think this one would work on something with a power through, unless this was
Right, it would have to have it on the device. Like on this one, like I've got somewhere my power adapter for my laptop, and so I could plug that in to it, and then I can plug the other end. It's off, it's like down here, but I can plug my laptop adapter in right there, right? And then I plug that into the phone, and then the phone's charging off of that. So that's what I mean. If you had some sort of hub, that had like a through, I don't know. Lightning and USB-C are very, very similar. So, and Apple seems to have a lot more of the accessories to do this sort of stuff.
Yeah, they have.
I would imagine there's something out there to do it.
They do. It's like a camera media adapter or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
And it has the power through. And yeah, I'll have to get one of those.
And we can stream for forever.
I really don't want to stream forever.
Yeah, I'm just worried. Like I'm thinking about
2.5 hours.
like the September. You know what I mean? September 1, the outdoor one, and just kind of that would probably be going all day.
That one I would probably outsource to the studio that we were in. I would put them on it because they would want to do something like that. So
or just use a generator. I mean,
well, and also I have like tons of power. I have these big ass power brick things that can charge things forever.
Yeah, it's just getting the power into the iPad though. If you have something taking the Lightning port.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we're talking about, like a through
Fun Mac
to go
it's an easy
through
solution.
to go through the interface.
By the way, I love all of you.
Oh, there it is again.
That was Stitch.
Did she?
Who said I love you? It wasn't Stitch, and he laser tagged us.
It was me.
Laser tagging us. So
Well, I love you too.
Was me.
I just haven't seen you guys in a long time. I've been moving for like 2 straight weeks. So
Oh my god! Oh my god, you're killing me, man.
What is that noise?
Are we being assimilated right now? Is that what's
I
happening?
think we are.
What is that?
Anal
Bubbly.
probes en route.
Stitch is having an issue.
Is it the kid
Anal
toy?
probes in
I don't
route.
know. But yeah, my idea for this weekend. So Billy, did you tell people what's going on this weekend?
Go for it.
Okay, so it's called This, which is a really bad name if you're trying to Google it. Like if you look for This Sacramento, it's like, yeah, you're not finding this event. But it's like a big outdoor sort of block party. It's sort of like that Motown on Monday video, but like a lot more people. And so there's a silent disco that Chris Hopkins sets that up, right, Billy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he sets it up, and there's going to be basically three channels, so 3 separate DJs at once.
We're gonna be on a stage. The stage is hosted by a warehouse here called Dwell Point, which is an artist community. So we're gonna be surrounded by a whole bunch of art and everything too. It's gonna look really cool.
Yeah. So all the DJs will go at the same time, and then people have headphones that I think they rent them, right? They have to rent them for like $5 or something.
Silent
But
disco.
then, yeah, and then on the side, well, not everybody knows what that is too. So, but on the side, there's a switch, so you can switch to like 1, 2, or 3, and so basically you're switching to which DJ you're listening to. So yeah, it should be pretty cool. 916 Junglist is gonna have what 5 to 10. I think that's going.
There's usually about probably close to 10 to 15,000 people there, and in our area there's anywhere from like 800 to 1,500 people, and it's this congregated area. What it is like on one side of the block, it's a giant block party, and on one side of the block is like a full stage production, and I don't know, somebody from Dirty Bird Recordings or something playing on the stage. And then there's like many things of this size. There's like a merchant vendor area kind of towards the back, and then we're like back by the merchant vendor area, but not quite there yet. We're like the back of the concert refuge area where the old people are standing around trying to not get too loud or too close to the speakers. It's a good spot, and like I said, it's of like a crowd of 10 to 15,000 people. You're gonna see like probably about 1,200 people in front of us, and I want to set it up so that you can see over our shoulders and see like the crowd of people in front of us and stuff like that. So it'll look cool. Yeah, that's this weekend on 20th and K.
Yeah, we're gonna be between Mangoes and Lowbrow.
Somewhere over there.
Where we'll be, if you know,
We'll be
if
under
you're
the tree
local, you
canopy.
probably know where that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what I was thinking about is, just how I would stream myself if I wanted to, right? And like I could use my phone, obviously, but my whole thing was that how do I get audio into it, right? And a mixer, controller, whatever, that's easy, right? But yeah, the phone bit is what's kind of throwing me.
Well, here's the thing with the
and I don't want to spend whatever, $100+ for that mixer that I'd use once. You know what I mean?
right. What's funny is because it's silent disco, there's two things. One, for the person watching on Twitch, like it doesn't matter if it's silent or not. It's gonna look like drum and bass is playing and people are fucking dancing to it on the screen, kind of thing, right? It's gonna be an interesting perspective. But also, because it's silent, those headphones that they use for the silent disco, they actually have a line output on them. So, and you can use it as an aux out that you can use for your stream audio. It actually,
Fuck, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it actually works pretty good.
It depends on the company.
Depends on the
some of them
company,
do.
yeah. But I know the production. I know the company is doing it, and so yeah, it actually works pretty good. I've used it a couple of times. It's good stuff.
All right, that's interesting.
I mean, you could always just bring a $60 line mixer, like a little 8-inch,
Right.
4-channel. That would give you the ability to use 1, 2, 3, 4 mics, whatever you want, your audio, and then send that. A lot of them have 2 and 3 outputs too, so you could go, dual RCA to 1/8 jack into the Mevo, and then go another one somewhere else.
No. Yeah, I'm
you're
just
creating
talking
a mic
about
mix, but that's
I'm
like
just talking about just my phone.
Right. Yeah, the idea is like minimal, right? I don't want to spend 30 minutes setting up 30 extra minutes setting up anything, let alone an hour, right? Including troubleshooting. I want to just be able to go, boop, okay, it works, let's go. And that's what I like about the Mevo the most. It's literally like, take this, put it in the back of that, okay, game on, right? Like, that's pretty appealing. As far as like quality goes, since a lot of this is going to be like a wireless based solution, I don't expect it to be smooth as butter, right? I mean, this is going to be a little bit of robot rock every now and then because of just the way things are. That's just going to have to, rely on the leniency of the Twitch viewership.
I think people understand that.
Yeah.
I think people get it.
Right. But I'm excited to see how this shit works and how it doesn't work, and have all kinds of shit to talk about it the next week. All right, let's go to the next topic. Next topic. This one was brought up by Curly Roller in the Discord, and she wanted to know. Actually, Spire is already in the Zoom room. Yeah, he's
still yell at him though for not
been
being
here the whole time. He's just a little quiet and in deep thought. So, that's not a stick. That's not a stick. Let me bring it down. There he is. It's really him.
It's a stick.
Curly Roller
put his
this
soul
is
into
a
it
fun
like
topic,
child's
and
play.
I'm gonna send it out to the room first and then see what we got. Curly Roller asked because she has recently gone from being mostly a vinyl collector. This is such a boomer topic, but to moving to like a digital lifestyle of music, and she is dealing with media management, and she wanted to know, how do you keep your music organized in your record box or your Serato so that you know when you want to play the song at the right moment and the right time, that you're finding the right moment and that song at the right moment and the right time? What is your methodology in having the good one ready to go? And I'm gonna send it out to the room first. Anybody can jump in right now.
I can tell you
the vinyl.
Not the worst way to do it, but probably the almost worst way to do it is the way that I do it. And anytime I get new music, like off of Bandcamp, I'll download all of it and put it into a playlist of that date. So, and I don't tag them with genre or anything else, and it sucks. So, and then I just build playlists from like what set I want to put together, and I usually start with just sorting by BPM to do that.
I know a lot of people that do it by date, like a lot of people.
Yeah, it's not good. Like what the way you want to do it is, especially if you're starting, is start the right way, right? Like
let me specify on this question real quick, if I can, if you don't mind, because there's two sides of this. One is, how are you organizing it in your library?
Correct.
But also, how are you managing the media on your storage devices as well? Like, are you creating a folder hierarchy? Are you relying on another application to do that? What's that method as well?
So the way I do it is actually pretty similar to what I described in Record Box. So when I get new stuff, I do put it into a folder with that date.
New shit folder. New.
Yeah, but it has the date. It has the date on it. And that's just because that's how I download them. Right? Is I'll get them on Bandcamp and I'll download all the new ones, and I'll do it that way. Which is not a great way to do it, but yeah, some organization software would be good. But what I can say that I highly recommend is definitely back it up somewhere else. So I use
redundant backups.
Yeah. So what I use, and I don't know if Billy, if you back up your music to it as well, but network attached storage. So basically, it's like a hard drive sort of server that lives on your network that you can just back stuff up to, and that's what I do. Is I'll put everything on that, and you can do redundancy, like you can do RAID. So you can put like 2 drives in it, and they will be a copy of each other. So if one drive fails, you just replace that drive, and then it'll copy it back and have the duplicate again.
Yes.
So that is a really cool way to do it. It's not super cheap to do one of those, but it is really convenient, and it does give you that. If you set it up that way, if you get like a dual drive setup, it does set up that sort of redundancy, which is really slick.
Never, ever use a MyBook drive. I've had 3 of them. And all 3 of them failed this year. And 2 of them, it was the actual
self-destruct mode.
Yeah, it was the actual case that. So you're like, oh, I'll just take them out, and I'll take the spinny disk hard drive out and put it in another case and then plug it in. Well, no, it's actually like, what do you call it? It's
like linked to it.
No, it's like what? It's encrypted.
to that hardware, to that device,
to that specific case that it comes with.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you physically can't
horrible.
take it out of the case and do it. So I lost every single photo I've ever taken, all my samples, all my
Oh my
old tunes
God.
that I made, everything, because I had 3 backups. And then the last one that just failed was an actual network drive. And it was like a big thing on their website where I can take it and send it to them, and they'll supposedly pull the data off if it was affected by this hack that was ran that basically shit the bed on all of the MyBook drives that were plugged in, the MyCloud drives.
Yeah.
So that's my last case scenario, was to send it to them.
Josh,
They're like, well, if it works, then we'll send it back with a new hard drive and we'll give it to you. And if it doesn't work, then we just get rid of the hard drive for
It's
you.
kind of weird. You'd think like, well, that's very consumer level stuff though, because I was gonna say you'd expect that, you would have some sort of decryption key or password so that if you did transfer it, that you could decrypt it into the new one. But
I mean, consumer level or not, one of the big pitches on buying those things, the pitches to the consumer is peace of mind for your data, right? Safe storage. So like if it's unreliable, if the excuse is, well, you didn't get a professional grade one, and like, why do you need something I needed that in the first place, right? Josh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, in general, back stuff up. Like what we're talking about is expensive and pretty, difficult from a technical perspective if you don't know what you're doing.
You can always just pay for a Google Drive.
Yeah,
back everything up to that.
Cloud backup.
Cloud backup.
I love my Dropbox account. That's amazing.
Yep,
It's
Dropbox.
expensive though, if you're gonna use a bunch of data. But
what is your Dropbox a year?
Mine?
Yeah,
I don't even know. It's like, what's it, $15 a month, $12 a month? What's it?
Yeah, it's like 129 a year or something like that.
That's not bad.
Or don't they have an unlimited plan now for consumer level? Is that what that is?
They haven't told me that I'm running out yet, and when they do, I'll just bump it up to the next one.
I think I looked, and I think because the corporate ones was looking at work, and it's obviously a lot more expensive. But I think they do have like an unlimited one.
They kept trying to sell me. They're like, "Why don't you move over to corporate?" And I'm like,
"What up, BK?"
I'm like, I really don't need a corporate one.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been trying to ask Joshua Carl. Joshua Carl, can you please spill us some of your secret sauce on media management and library organization?
I gotta go. Not to interrupt one more time, but I gotta go.
Oh, what a dick! Yeah,
sorry.
And
what an asshole.
Bye.
So one thing,
back up your shit, guys. Just back up your shit. That's all you gotta do. Just back up.
Not
your
on
shit.
my book. Yep.
Back it up.
Sorry, Brooklyn. Back up your stuff. Back up your stuff.
Back up your shitter.
All right, Josh Carl. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry, you're a lovely human being, and I apologize.
One of the things I can tell you as being like the local like tech support for DJs and stuff is we all did the same shit. We all hoarded, and it's a fucking mess. If I could go back in time and do a couple things, I would tell myself, one, use the comment section, because 10 years from now, when you go back to a point in time, you're going to look at, especially electronic music, it's not like, 50 Cent. I know all 50 Cent. It doesn't work like that. You look back at songs from 10 years ago that you got, and you're like, I really don't remember what this is. So use the comment section to be like, hard raga blend with massive drop at 5, and then use your cue points. I don't know if you guys all know this. You can name your cue points as well as just the numerical data. So if you
type it in,
you can type it in. So if I started doing that, actually, not to blow my whistle, but that was actually my contribution to Serato was that. And it was because I had so much music, I didn't know what I'd load a track, and I'm like, oh man, I can't remember if cue point 3 is like the hook, or if it starts a half second before that. So I need I started labeling. Any of you guys that have my edits, when you look at the cue points, they're all labeled like 1, chorus, hook, bridge, out, scratch point, whatever.
Right.
Then the second thing I keep trying to do, matter of fact, I just started doing it a couple days ago again, is use emojis. And if you're using Serato, use the grouping column. Go through your music, take everything out of the grouping column, and then open up like your notes and use like emoji. I use the star emoji, and I give everything that I put in a rating 1 through 5. 5 is like absolute banger that's never gonna die. So in the open format world, like my 24 karat magic and you know, all the Usher, Be Faithful, those all have
the state power ones.
Right. They all have 5 stars. And then the 1 stars are more like, I'll play it, but it probably doesn't have any legs. And then I'll even take things out of that too. And like the other guy said, as I do a 2-month rotation on the new shit folder, so I'll keep that folder like rotating for like 2 months and then delete it. Now I use a Lacey 4 terabyte rugged. And what I do is
the orange one, the orange rubber.
The orange one.
Yeah.
My crates on that are identical to my crates in Serato. And I started doing that because, one, you plug that into anybody's computer and all your crates come up exactly how they are. And if they don't, all you literally have to do is drag all those folders over and your whole library repopulates as it was. So
there's a way that you can export stuff out of Serato so that when you connect it to another computer, it just pops right up as another crate in there.
Yeah, if you have to make sure that your Serato and _Serato backup folder is on that hard drive, and if you do backup Serato like the way most people do, it'll populate that folder for you. But man, like if I wish I had started doing the stars years ago, and I started doing like openers, so like in like my progressive and like deep house folders, like I have a lot of like.
So are you managing all the media manually, like you're creating the directories and putting the files into the directories yourself?
Yeah, it's just because like if shit happens, I'm not stuck with like just a massive folder of music going. I don't know where any of this goes. You know, if you look at my my music folder, it's all genres except for a couple like, you know, specific things that get their own folders. Like scratch tools and
that's good that you're naming your directors and everything. I'm terrible with that. It's fucking. I am definitely the new shit folder guy.
I'm not. Mine's even worse than that. It's like all in the downloads folder. Like that's it. Like
it's all in the downloads folder.
It's all in the downloads folder, and then whenever it gets brought into iTunes, by the day I add it, I look at it in the Serato.
I just can't use iTunes. I can't. See, this is the conversation super important to me because I'm just now switching from. Well, I'm not switching, but I'm starting to play digital, right? So I asked Billy, I asked a bunch of different people, and then I started trying to do it myself, and like it's all fucked up already. Yeah, and I've only been like 3 or 4 months into it, so
it's hard. It's
another major thing is make sure. This sounds stupid. You populate in Serato, you populate the year column. And then if you haven't explored how the smart crates work,
love them.
When you're doing, dude, you can instantly build folders of genres and years like that. And like, you're like, oh shit, like I'm all right. I'm doing a party and it's, you know, I want like a bunch of New Jack Swing. So I'll say, give me music only from 1988 to 1995 that resides in my hip hop folder. That's between 100 and 115 BPMs. And it's going to basically populate it with New Jack Swing. So that you got to learn how to use that feature, especially.
That went way over my head.
Smart. Well, so like
way over my head.
Even with iTunes and stuff like that, or whatever, that you have the different, you know, things. You have the composer, the artist, the album, the year, you know, the genre, whatever. So like you can go and set
ID3 tag.
Right, the ID3, the actual like there's metadata. Inside the MP3 tag, right?
And AIFF files, same thing.
Right. Yep. So you can go in and set like the different things about it. So like I'm gonna take a Silk Sonic, a song. It's 2019. It's R&B. It's funk. It's soul or whatever. I can add. I can label it however I want. But then I can go into iTunes or whatever, create a smart playlist. And then what that does is I can then give it parameters to go through my whole entire music collection, and then it'll only populate whatever that parameter stuff is.
Right.
So it's like, I want 2019 hip hop, like, so stuff that's labeled as the genre as hip hop, the year is 2019. It'll only show me that, and like that's.
So,
but it all starts with tagging.
Right.
Yeah. When you talk about tagging, I'm actually a little bit lazier than what you're talking about. Joshua Carl touched on it in the beginning too. I don't bother with the different fields in the ID3 tag. I just put it all into the comments field. I put the year, I put the description words. Usually my description words are kind of funny. They're like words that you would normally use back in the day for your crate names or your playlist names.
Bangers.
Yeah, exactly. Like and like so like they like those
Get
kind of
ready to
words
fuck,
because
volume
like
one.
the thing is like you can't really describe music with one word, but if you go for like 200 words or 150 different words, you can describe a lot of different music, right? Not just including the genre and the year, but then also, like you said, bangers and like other things, right? Or like even just like describing a memory. Or for me, in the very beginning of tagging, it had a lot to do with my brain. Sometimes I didn't know what the name of the song was. I just knew that it was like a purple label with a yellow dot on it. And so like I could put purple label yellow dot in the comments field. So now when I'm in my Serato or record box, I can search for purple label yellow dot, and that's the song that comes up. Yep, that's the one I was looking for, right? And I still use the comments field for like that type of advanced searching and like power searching and using metadata to do things where like you're not necessarily looking for an artist and a title. You're more describing what you're trying to find, and then your music library is kicking you back those results. And that's, to me, been a really useful tool, because we're bringing more music, especially as open format DJs, bringing more music to a gig than ever before, right? Tens of thousands, maybe even more songs to a gig. I love what Fader's doing right now, by the way. Anything that can sort that library down is awesome. And the cool thing about doing it in the comments field or doing it like that in the ID3 tag is that it stays with the file. So no matter what happens to your playlist and your crates and record box or Serato or iTunes or whatever, if that shit gets hosed, that song is still going to have all of those description words attached to it. So you bring it back into another library, you can go right back to searching the way you were before immediately, and it's all still there, right? Like that's super dope.
So if you set this up in record box and type in the comments, it adjusts that ID3 tag.
Yeah, it only because if you're in record box and you type and you're doing your offline preparation stuff, like if you did it in record box, it writes it to the ID3 tag, and that stays with the MP3. It's there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And what happens too is you'll be at a gig and you'll remember that there's a handful of records that you use the word like whatever, like bass heavy.
Fire.
Well, not just that. Like when you're like I use the word proggy a lot when I'm like going through my dance music and on my breaks. Like proggy is, for me in my head, is synonymous with like opening. So like I know when I look up anything that I've ever labeled proggy, it's gonna be like a chunky, almost deep house thing. But even back in the vinyl days, I was that dude labeling all my records. Now my boy, he used to do 2. And the bottom one would be fucking notes about every fucking song.
Dude, that's what From the Annex does. Have you seen his labels? Let me find one while you're talking.
Somebody else mentioned. Oh yeah, Man Like Deeps mentioned him too.
Yeah, I saw he wrote that in there. But I had to, because I was like, I think a lot of us, like in the vinyl era, I was sort of doing that duality thing where like I was showing up one week with these 6 crates playing like to a pub crowd, and then on like a Saturday doing an after hours, and your brain can't hold all that data for so many different styles of music. Like I'm like, it's just so much easier to take the 15 seconds and write it out and get it right. And the other thing with the emoji system in your library, in a pickle, you can sort that folder by grouping where your emojis are, and it'll put it in order by abundance. So it'll put like
my emoji is the asterisk. It's just Shift 8, but that's like a star, right? So like I've been 1 through 5 star rating my shit in the comments field, and then it's funny, like I can search for like in the jungle terms, right? For me, like I can search for Broken Raga Amen and some songs come up. Then I can search for 90s Broken Raga Amen shitter, and it narrows it down to like even less songs. You know what I'm saying? Like you can like keep going with it, right? How deep does the shitter fucking tagline have to be? And like it's fun because like you find yourself looking for music based on like a mood, or like you're trying to move things in a certain direction, then you can actually like describe that and get results. That's to me that was a game changer. Starting to do metadata like that.
Can I ask a quick question? You're talking about emojis in it. So like in the stars, like in Rekordbox, it has that built in. Like you can turn it on that it's just like iTunes, that it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars.
Like I said, for me, I'm
now,
lazy.
what do you mean by what do you mean by emojis? You're actually literally like putting an emoji in the comment
typing
field?
it in the keyboard.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to open
okay.
a software that allows you to put emojis like a messenger, and then you just copy
notes or something like that. Because
I
I
see what
started
you're
doing
saying.
that. I started doing
Censored.
that with some of my crates off to the side. As I put a few like emojis on it. So if I'm scrolling through some crates,
Now, how are you getting an emoji in there inside of Rekordbox?
you have to open another program and be able to copy and paste
Control
it from
C
there.
it.
Okay. Ask all these dumb questions.
No, it's
but
not.
there might
It's
be
not
dumb
dumb at
people
all.
in the- in
This
the-
is legitimately. I'll speak, for Billy, kind of
Yeah.
like this is legitimately why we're doing this show, is to like help people and like shoot the shit and
That's
like,
why I'm here. I'm
talk
the
shop,
dumb,
you
I'm
know
the
what I
dumb
mean?
boomer with
Yeah,
vinyl
100%.
that needs to know all this information.
So like if you're doing it on a Mac or a PC or whatever, like you just need to open a notes or open, a text edit file or whatever that lets you go into like the Apple emojis or whatever.
And just cut and paste them in there.
Yeah,
I
just
gotcha.
like pop it in, and then you can, go find out what it is. You can open up the special glyphs, so you can like pull open whatever the the extra thing is, that we can be like, all right, well, I want 5 eggplants, so we're gonna go and
Ooh, 5 eggplants, get it, big boy.
So you know what I'm saying, and then go
The gangbang
and then
tune.
go there, right? I also started doing that on my crates, not just the tracks themselves, but also in the crates. I'd be, like I could label it, freestyle or raga amen shitters or whatever. But like if I wanted to like, add a couple emojis on the front part of it or on the end of it or whatever, that way if I'm scrolling through like, all my crates and all my different, genres and all that shit, I'm like, oh wait, there's, a bunch of wedding rings, or whatever. That's my wedding banger like crate, or go
Gotcha.
down to like the Jamaican flag. That's my fucking dance hall bangers. That's what those are. Just you can kind of, organize yourself in that way too.
Toka, what's happening, man? Welcome in, brother.
What's up, Toka?
Hello.
So Joshua Carl, this is like he didn't fill it all the way out, but this is how details he gets. If you can see that, he even puts like his email address or his thing on there.
Makes
So
sense
it's
though.
key BPM, type, track, artist, genre.
Hey, you only gotta do that once, man.
And then comments.
Once you do that, every
And
time
then for both sides, obviously.
you look at it, you know exactly what it is. Especially if you
At
wrote
scale, it works. It's so effective. And the only thing that I have a problem with personally is media management. I still don't have a sure-proof solution. For me, I was not DJing with digital media immediately. Like I was holding on to vinyl until about 2005-ish. And so back in those days, I had an iPod and I was drinking the apple juice, and so I started like building my iTunes library and stuff like that. And so my digital music library started in iTunes. Like I started doing it in iTunes, and I learned how iTunes works. I know there's a lot of people who are like anti-iTunes, and I totally get it. I
I loved it until it failed a bunch, until the iPods crashed, until everything ruined, and that's when I got rid of it. But it does
some
work.
people have a hard time with is the iTunes music folder, and you can set a preference to where it automatically copies the media to the music folder.
Yeah.
And now you can remove the original file that you downloaded. And some people are like, I don't want to delete that. I might delete the actual. I won't be able to play it anymore because they don't understand what that iTunes made a copy. And so they're stuck with all of this media storage where they're doing the new shit folder, as well as iTunes managing their media, the actual media, and they just get fucking just like they get mixed up between the two. They don't understand that one of them isn't really doing anything, and it gets messy, right? I've seen it happen a million times with iTunes. I totally get it. But for me, like, I understand what's going on. I bring it into iTunes. I don't need the fucking other one anymore. iTunes has got it. It put it into its mysterious iTunes media folder that has all these weird folders that make no fucking kind of sense. And it's in there somewhere, right? It's in the purgatory of fucking media storage. But I know that it's there. And then, so fast forward a few years, I'm getting into like DJing with Serato and shit like that, and it has this thing where it automatically syncs to your iTunes library. And so I'm like, oh, that's easy. Just check the box. Boom. Oh, there's all the shit I've been working on for the last couple of years. It's already here. That's perfect. So I'm just going to keep using iTunes the way that I know. And then when I want to DJ with it, I'm going to launch Serato and DJ with the same library that's already been prepared in iTunes. So I did all of my offline prep. This is before like anything besides a couple of cue points and waveforms was done in Serato. I did my mixed in key with mixed in key, and so it would analyze all the shit and do all the key tagging with mixed in key, and then I would do all of my ID3 tag work in iTunes, like the comments field stuff, the artist and title stuff, like anything that you want to do, right? I did it all in iTunes, and it just translated into my Serato, and that's worked great. And one thing that that's helped with this workflow is understanding that I don't DJ with all of the music that I listen to. In fact, most music that I listen to, I'm not like DJing it. I just want to listen to it, and I'm still drinking the apple juice. So it's easiest to have all of that music in Apple Music now. It's no longer called iTunes, and having it in the ecosystem of things with my this and that and Apple TV this and all that shit, like, you know, being able to ask Siri for shit and having it available is like, you know, part of the whole reason why we're drinking that shit. So I've continued to use iTunes as like my ingesting method for any music media, AIFF or MP3 file type shit. And then I'm still like, but see, there's this weird crossroads right now because Apple's changing their method of how they do their libraries. But I'm still importing things into iTunes and then taking it over to the DJ software and then just fucking with it from there. And most of my crates in my DVS software are like event specific things. Like it's some gig that I'm prepping for, and like this is like 15 tunes that I really want to play, right? That's the kind of like crates that I'm building. But anything that's like a bangers crate or the new shit crate, I'm either fucking using my search strings with the comments field, or I'm doing what Fader was talking about with the smart playlists and using the metadata to automatically sort things like play count and date added and stuff like that. That's kind of like the main uses for that.
If you guys want to look in the chat, and Billy, you can put this on the screen if you want.
Yeah.
That's a shot of just like my library right now. And it just to give you an idea of how I do it, that's just like my 2021, just the top of my breaks folder. And I just put it in order by star. So you can kind of see what I'm talking about with the different fields and the notes and the way I use notes and the way I use the stars and the play count. Play count is also huge. If you're ever in a pinch, you can go into a folder that you know you play a lot of and then put the folder in order by play count. You can look at everything that you've been playing the most and be like, oh yeah, okay, like I play these all the time. Like that's honestly one of the biggest hurdles I've had since coming out of pandemic. Like literally playing in at 11:30 and I have a room going and I'm just like, I don't know where to go right now. Like what should I play? Like
should I play next?
I really just like
isn't that always the question, man? Like, come on.
But I mean, there was a point like before pandemic, I didn't have to think. It was just
right.
like reactionary. But because it was reactionary because every week we got new music. That new music would chart. That new music would hit. It would hit the radio. You'd be out. People would ask for it. It would give you some idea of where you were at. Now that hasn't really been happening. So with the open format top 40 club, you're just kind of like, I'm playing stuff that popped right before pandemic and getting reactions like it just came out still. It's almost like we hit like a time hop, because there hasn't been anything coming out like very recently that's like, oh shit, this is the post-pandemic fucking jam. Like hasn't dropped yet. I'm still waiting for it.
Yeah, I don't know what that song's gonna be. It's kind of like everyone would have to have someone, you gotta kind of be in that mood in order to create that vibe. And if you're thinking about it, 6 months out or however long it takes you to put out music for these days at the pop level, I'm not sure how long it's going to be, but it shouldn't be very much longer, if you ask me, before someone's going to break through with some kind of crazy mad hit, right?
If it's Olivia Rodrigo, if that's like the best music can do for the summer of 2021, man, that's
good
just
for
sad.
you, JC, picking on a young girl.
Hey, that's an angsty song. There's a ton of angst there. I actually genuinely like that song, but it's not.
It's just a pun.
I just I need another turn down for what, or neither another something that's just like, oh shit, everybody's playing this because it's so huge, and I expected
Easy BK.
every artist to like, all right, here it is, here's the album I worked on all pandemic, here you go. Like I was expecting, and then like Migos put out an album, like a couple other people put out albums. It's just like no. Khaled's been trying to force feed club records for like 3 months, and they're all hot garbage.
Yeah.
So
Entity says I sort a lot, or for sure by date added or key or whatever. I don't have anything in mind. Yeah, date added and key is good. Rekordbox has this thing for recommended tunes based on a percentage of the BPM and a key, and it'll give you a key with a minor major shift. It'll also give you a key that's a fifth up or down, so it's not
I
just
liked Virtual DJ did that too, like when I was like first getting with the idea of doing it professionally, like a long ass time ago.
Mm-hmm.
They now cross-reference the playlists.
Yeah.
So when you play a song, it'll cross-reference all the playlists and tell you the most popular songs
you played,
that
like,
other
around
DJs that played next. So if you play a song, it'll.
If you
go
want to
into the
sound like
library.
everybody else, play
and be
this
like,
one now.
This is what the next song you should play is, because
That's
this is what all the other DJs on our libraries are playing. It's kind of crazy.
It is interesting.
How's the key determined on tunes? Does anybody know?
You can analyze you can use analyzation software that can measure it by basically the frequency it's emitting. It knows the key that it's in.
Crazy.
It takes a short sample of the song, and it's able to give you, with decent results these days. It's gotten better.
Relative, assurance that it's that key.
Yep.
On the Camelot scale, and then so there's the
Are you
Camelot
familiar with the
scale.
Camelot scale, Brandon? It looks like a circle of fifths.
Is that like the Monty Python version of music? No, I'm just kidding. Circle of fifths, roughly. I'm not huge on music theory. I do have some training, but circle of fifths, I don't know it offhand.
Right. You don't have to. That's the beautiful thing about the Camelot scale. I'm gonna show you a picture of it real quick here. Let me bring it up.
I legit don't understand it. Pete
So it's like
told me a bunch of times how to do
the
it.
key of C or whatever on the Camelot. This is wrong. So don't those
Mixes
of you that
with
know,
the E
don't
or
jump down
something
my
like
throat.
that. Yeah.
Like the key of C is also relative to the 8. It's 1 through 12, and it's A or B. So
Okay,
then, like,
Brandon, are you looking at your screen right now, Toka?
Yeah, let me look here. Okay, so let's see.
So you can mix other 8A songs with other 8A
Okay.
songs.
Let's take a step back.
Yeah.
Let's look at the circle of fifths, or excuse me, the Camelot wheel. You're looking at the Camelot wheel. You're seeing two things. You're seeing an outer circle and an inner circle. In the outer circle, it has a number from, looks like a clock, 12 all the way around to 12 with a B. And then the inner circle is like a clock, 12 all the way around to 12 with an A. Okay, and you can see the corresponding key in those sectors. So F sharp minor is 11A. You see that?
Right.
So according to this chart, what they're telling you is that you have the ability to mix songs. If you're playing a song that is in 11A, you can mix something that is also 11A. You could also mix something that is 12A, and you could mix something that is 10A. And additionally, you could mix something that is 11B. So those are your options immediately for if you wanted to mix out of that song
and not sound like garbage,
and have it harmonized, right? Have
clash.
it right. And then in some instances, not every key, you have the ability to go plus and minus 5 as well. It doesn't work with every single one of them, but it works with a few of them. And also in some instances, you have the ability to go plus 2. And again, that's not every single one of them, but it is some of them. So you can go from, I know for a fact you can go from a F sharp minor to A flat minor. So 11A to 1A does work. It's like a power mix.
So did the way they organized the colors on this sort of go hand in hand, like the neighbors, how like 11?
No, I think that's just design. I think it has more to do with the numbers. It has more to do with the numbers of the position of the wheel.
You either go up or down the number that you're on, or you can go B to A, the number that you're on.
Right.
I see.
Pretty much that's.
So left or
That's
right.
the golden rule right there.
Left or right of the slice, or up or down.
Or you can look at or the number, like you're mixing the song is 12A. You can either go 12B, you can go 11A, or you can go 1A. Like it just
It's simple math, right? Plus 1 minus 1. Right.
Or you could just hit key sync.
Colorblind? Are you colorblind, Catch?
Oh yeah, like really bad. I'm like all 3 colorblind.
I didn't know.
I'm not all 4,
Is that just
but I'm
blind?
all 3.
How does that work?
Yeah, pretty much.
Is it black and white?
That's not very nice. No.
Yeah.
You have like predator vision.
That would be nice. Predator vision, that'd be sweet.
He's
I had a buddy that was 97% colorblind. That was pretty
Predator
crazy.
vision.
97% colorblind? Does that mean
Yeah, because because there's man-made colors now, so you can automatically
everything
see
looks like a
Hunter.
newspaper? Like everything's
Yep.
grayscale?
Yeah, and he was a crazy artist. He's a famous artist too, and we would fuck with him all the time and like basically take his colored pencils and like mix them all up.
Cover over the name of the color.
But,
Yo, why is that
that's how we
lipstick
would do it.
green?
That's how he would do it. But yeah, but everybody,
amazing.
it's like a frequency, just like with sound. So if you actually look at color, it comes out as a frequency. And for colorblind people, like 100% colorblind people, they always can see like 3%, which is like hunter orange, neon pink, neon, all the neon colors, all those colors.
Right.
So think about that. He was 100% colorblind until people made those colors, and then he can see like it's black and white or muddy brown basically, and then he sees like neon orange.
It looks like Tron everywhere.
Exactly.
He's got
Exactly.
a Sophia filter, permanent Sophia filter.
Isn't that crazy?
And then all of a sudden
exactly.
one day you're like, what the fuck? I see green.
How do you pronounce that again, Josh? Should we say that one more time?
Sophia? Isn't it Sophia?
Sepia?
Sophia.
Sepia tone?
Sepia?
Sepia tone?
I thought it was Sophia.
Sophia.
Sophia?
No,
Sepia tone. It's sepia tone.
Sepia?
Picture
I
it.
don't know.
This'll
I've only read it 100
Zibo
times. I've
says
never
you
heard
get
anybody
the
say it.
purple gets them mixed up. I see that.
That damn Sophia
I
gets
love
you every
it.
time.
Back to that Camelot scale though, Billy. I'm gonna have to like maybe print that out and then just put it on the wall, and maybe I could noodle with it with the guitar when I'm kind of sitting around and see what I can find.
Yeah, it helps. I mean, it's like a circle of fifths, so it's the same thing, but just written out in like a clock sort of fashion.
For years, DJs have had the thing fucking printed out and typed, stapled to their computer.
Yep.
Now you don't. Now you don't really
So
need
here's
to
an
do
honest question for anybody that's ever watched my stream. How off-key mixing am I? Do I off-key mix all the time, or am I pretty
Yes,
much
you
in
do,
key?
but there's a reason why, and it's not because you're mixing off key. It's because you're using
pitching
analog
up.
and you're pitching
Yep.
up and down. So the
Yep.
tune
Right.
itself, if it's not on
Yep.
0, you're already out of key. Like,
Right.
Yep.
so, but honestly, like it's fine. It's not like it's a picky.
No, I'm
thing.
just curious. I'm just totally curious. You can critique all the way.
If you can hear a key clash, then you probably have stopped yourself, right?
Correct.
And so, when it sounds bad enough.
You know when
and
it sounds bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when you know when it's good, when it's like in key, you're like, I want to play this. I'm playing this song. This song may make me think of this song or that song, whatever.
Yep.
And then
that's
you
because
go
it's
and
in
you
key
play it,
and in
and
key
if it's
and
in key, then you're just
Yep.
like, it's awesome. Like it's just like it's like extra icing on the cake.
And there's plenty of exceptions to every rule, and obviously some of the best things about knowing the rules is breaking them. So I wouldn't say like you shouldn't like be afraid to like play a certain song because on paper it's not going to match with the Camelot key system.
Right.
Like, I mean, although like a key clash is a key clash and it sounds like ass, but there could be other reasons to play songs together and things like that, or different things that you know that make the songs actually work together. And sometimes a lot of these songs, even if they are in a specific key, some of the stuff is so minimal and so, I mean, frankly, kind of noisy that there is no real key. It's just kind of like it's just kind of bumping, right? So all this stuff's worth to take in consideration, especially in the beginning of tunes. A lot of times the beginning of the tune is nothing but a bunch of fucking drums, right? So
it's not the same.
Could be anything.
Right. Hi-hat and some pads or something.
My Luma D is purposely out of key.
Hey guys, I'll be right back. My Amazon's here.
Like when he brought that record to get released, they were like, it's out of key. And he's like, yeah, I know. And they're like, well, you need to do something with it. And he's like, no, this is how it's going out. And the people at the labels were like, we can't release an out of key song. Like, she's singing out of key. Like, no, it's purposely like this. So
Look
even
at
though
Coco
it's
Rossi, that's way out of key and off beat.
So I think it's also genre specific. Like I think the genres that need to be the most slavish to it are like trance or very vocal driven house, things with a lot of pads and a lot of, organs and keys and stuff like that. But you're playing like straight techno, which there's no melody. Usually it's just, a lot of percussion, maybe a bass line has a key, but that's about it. Or, other hip hop, you're quick mixing. So there's no point. And then, like I said,
and sometimes like with hip hop, there's things like wordplay and tone play where it's like, you can kind of, there's different ways of bringing stuff in. This became an unboxing stream all of a sudden, by the way.
We're about to get a first shot of the shake weight.
Yeah, exactly.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
That came earlier today.
Remember that South Park with the shake weight? That was a good one.
It came earlier.
Classic giggity.
Yes, it did.
It's about to come again.
Oh!
Here is some cab fare. Have a good night.
Here's my my sweet shelf. Look at the picture on this. This guy is awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that guy's getting it, dude.
Oh, damn. Nice.
See, look how it has the threading down here on the end of the shelf. It's like the perfect height for like a guitar microphone. And then it says, the shelf it says, they literally like it's for your beer and your shit. Like
it's perfect height for a fleshlight.
Right? Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Damn. A fart mic.
That's badass right there.
It's a sweet stand. Yeah, it's gonna be the
ASMR
live
of
stream
using
stand.
a fleshlight.
Yes, right.
Okay.
Oh.
Hey, back to the scaling thing real quick, because before I forget this, I want to
please
pass it by you guys. So imagine you have a tune, you have a drum and bass tune, whatever, and it's like there's no musical elements in it, but then you have like, say you have a keyboard sample that's obviously in a key.
Playing in a scale. Yeah.
If you go and you analyze that, is it going to analyze it from the musical notes, or is it going to take the whole thing and decide, because say I'm playing an A, right? I'm in A, I'm in A, I'm in A, and then you go analyze the tune and it pops out and it doesn't say A. You're like, wait a minute, what happened? That's what I'm wondering, like how that part worked.
It means you suck. It means something you're doing is throwing it out of fucking tune.
That's amazing.
Every day I tell myself that.
Someone put it in the D&B Discord today.
What is it? What am I missing?
It's too hot for Twitch.
Yeah. Don't put that.
Sort of. Not really.
That's outstanding. That's outstanding. Yeah.
So we put it in the oh my gosh Discord today.
Someone needs to put that on, like when J2 Cents and those guys do like setup reviews. They like review your gear. Like someone needs to submit that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
All right. Next on the list of unboxing, I got a 5-pack of microphone poofy thingies. So new microphone poofy thingies. Windsock, exactly.
DJ does a lot of hip thrusts.
All right, last one.
Someone typed it's only missing a toilet seat under it.
The whole time we thought he was dancing.
Yeah, it's like,
you would
yeah,
never-
this is great.
You would never stop streaming. If it had a toilet seat, you would never stop streaming. It would just.
He's gone through 7 chairs. How many like?
Yeah, right. And your extended warranty on this chair, sir. If we have
What
a
do you
feeling
mean the
that you've been
shock went out
abusing it.
again?
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, so this is the iPad clamp thing for the mic stand. It's just one of those things.
Sweet.
It's got a pivoting head.
What was that clamp you were showing earlier?
It's got a
Joshua
pivoting
Paul?
head, you say? Okay.
It does have a pivoting head.
Oh, this.
Was that for a GoPro?
This is a quick release. So it's the other side of it goes inside. So you put the other side on whatever you want to put in here. But then this piece mounts to whatever photo thing you have. So I use this when I'm moving my Canon from above my rig to here.
Okay.
I can pop it back and forth. But the good thing is you set it, you never have to move this thing again.
Yeah, I've never found a really good GoPro mount. I'm just
One
using
and
the phone mounts that I had.
Mm-hmm.
So this is for the room mic, because I'm going to have the mic attached to that shelf so that people can like walk up to the iPad and there'll be a microphone right there. It'll be very phallic. It'll be very phallic.
Yeah.
And
Fleshlight.
it'll be awesome. So there's that.
Put your mouth on the
Cable for that.
flashlight.
So what I can do is like when people are talking, like the mic will pick it up, but it'll also double as like a room mic that picks up the room reactions too. Remember I was talking about that earlier?
Oh, okay.
Last but not least,
Here when you're snorting cocaine off of the.
yeah, nice and clear.
That's why we stay out of the bathrooms.
Oh, this one's got a fancy bag. Okay, I see you. Let's see what we got here.
I've got a fancy bag.
I know, fancy bag and a pivoting head.
You
Jiggly
gotta cup
wiggly?
it.
What?
You gotta cup the
Jiggling
bag.
Yes.
Hello, Eric McAfee.
Quality content.
Quality, top shelf. Here's the piece that Fader is looking for.
Radar.
Screws in to that, and then it has the pivoting ball head.
Yeah, that thing.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Give it to him.
Give me the ball. The pivoting ball.
That's what I have on my GoPro actually. It's
Yep.
one of those.
And then this
I have
is,
wait, hold on. I have that. Like
Okay.
my thing is like the Mevo has like the wider
it has the
screw.
mic stand thing.
Yeah,
right,
mic
right,
stand
right,
size
that was
screw.
right.
I'm
That was
like,
right.
I bought this from you fuckers. It shouldn't work outside the box.
When you look inside any of those, can you like look in and unscrew the parts?
The bulk
Like-
of that?
Yeah, so like when I got my wave, this piece right here, I can't do it without a screwdriver, I don't think, but
Pliers.
they're all on top of each other, and I didn't know that at first until I looked and I saw like a flathead line. If you guys can't see it, but there's like a little flathead. So if I can unscrew this piece, but I just thought it was one, and I'm like, oh, I have all the pieces. The other ones are inside the microphone. Like I had to actually look at it and go, oh, they're all right here. So
Yeah.
you might have that somewhere else in another piece.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you guys see this?
I
Did
like
you guys
went
see
through
this
the
new
box and
camera?
shit.
So this
again.
is the stand for the iPhone. And then, so I'm gonna have a stand for the phone. Sorry, Catch, real quick. I'm
You're
gonna
good, you're good.
stand for the phone like this, and then I'm gonna have a stand for the iPad that's gonna have a shelf underneath it with the audio interface. And all of it will be battery powered, so it'll only last like 4 to 6 hours, I'm thinking. And then it's fucking done. So we burn it until it goes away this weekend, and then I'll come up with a better power
Solution for it.
Yeah.
I've seen that camera like mentioned on a couple of videos,
Yep.
but I've never watched any of them.
Yeah, it's pretty slick, but it's pretty expensive. It's like $199.
That's not
I
bad.
mean, expensive,
Guys,
but
this ad I'm getting for Honeybook has an ad with a fucking deadlift.
Oh, it's motorized?
yeah, it's motorized. It follows you. It does zoom, all sorts of stuff like that.
Huh.
You can zoom. I can zoom.
A lot of those ones like that too will come set up for NDI right out of the box.
Yeah, NDI is the new trick, right?
It's the new jam.
What's NDI?
A wireless data sending service
for audio video, so you can just
Audio,
stream
video.
things to one place or another.
And the latency between the two is like is a lot slower. Or it's a lot less than it used to be
Yeah.
with other stuff.
It's super
like
amazing.
Bluetooth or what? Like it's just the lag between sending it and receiving it is like a whole lot faster.
I see. Okay.
And a lot of them you can do it over powered Cat 6, so you don't need a power cable or anything. You just plug in powered Cat 6 coming from the router, and that sends it over that cable right into your computer. So no HDMI.
Or
no
wireless now too.
Wireless now too.
I'm
yeah.
I'm literally doing it right now. Like this is a wireless NDI signal coming from to and from.
This Zoom meeting is being done on a separate computer that is feeding to my stream machine over NDI.
Okay.
Sweet.
That's word. That's
NDI
word.
That's it for me,
is
guys. I got to jump out of here. Get ready
All right,
for
bro.
everything
close
going
around
on. I just
too.
want to say what up. See
Catch,
you guys
thanks for
later.
jumping in,
Good to see you,
man.
brother.
Always good to
Hey,
hear your
anytime.
feedback.
Yeah,
and
I
your,
love it.
Yeah, super
Yeah,
dope.
thank
man.
you. Thank you for going over that stuff and answering some questions.
Yeah, man,
Appreciate that.
anytime.
That's what this is
Hell
for.
yeah.
Cool. All right. I'll catch
Knowing
y'all
is
later.
half the battle.
Have a good night.
Yeah. All right. Have a good one. Later,
Pork
guys.
chop
Easy catch.
sandwiches.
Love you,
Holy
brother.
shit, the house is on fire.
Body
What the fuck?
massage.
Pork chop sandwiches.
I was saying that shit all last week. I went down the rabbit hole. I watched
Yeah.
the whole. Somebody redid the whole thing in HD, and I was like,
Oh yes.
You have video edits? Oh my god. You
I
need
probably
them.
should, you know.
Body massage.
Yeah.
Body
Body massage machine. Go. Picks up the fucking wire and hucks it. The little fucking
It's
pincer.
amazing. It really is.
Give him the
amazing,
stick. Don't give him the stick.
Yeah, you're like, I'm confused. Am I giving him the stick or not?
It's amazing.
So confusing.
Yo, you know what popped in my brain the other day to try to do, and I know I'm amongst the nerd folk, is to come up with some kind of Homestar Runner scene. I've just been thinking about doing it for a little while. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I think it would be fucking hilarious. No, it's a Homestar Runner. Anybody?
The what?
Yes.
The
Oh,
what?
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I don't know. Explain. I don't know.
Strong Bad? You don't know
Homestar
Homestar
Runner.
Runner?
It's not-
Homestar Runner! Strong Bad? You don't remember
Holy,
Strong Bad, the
holy
emails
crap.
and shit?
No. No.
So like it was when
missed
the
it.
internet was the internet, and it was
Yeah.
there was this animated kind of online thing that came this website called homestarrunner.com, and there was these like little flash animated like cartoon characters and shorts and stuff, and it was like early 2000s.
Yeah.
It was and they just said there was a bunch of just different characters.
Star Runner. I'm gonna make a note.
It's just
Homestar
goofy,
Runner.
childish fun.
And Strong Bad was like this weird
love that kind of shit.
luchador wearing guy who was rude, and like he had
Luchador?
boxing. Yeah, he had like a luchador mask and
Really?
boxing gloves, and he used to read emails from
I'd
like
switch rave. That's what I would.
everyone. Yeah,
Wooster Chris, what up? DJ, hi Kevin, how you doing? DJ React, what's happening? Moses, what
it
up?
was fun. Yeah,
Moses,
one of
you
the
should
so-
jump in this Zoom room sometime, man.
one of the songs actually made it onto like fucking Guitar Hero and shit.
Yeah, Trogdor the
It's like-
Burninator.
Yeah, you know what's up, Kato. Let's go.
Yeah.
Big up Eric McAfee, what up, Biggie? How you doing, man? Biggie.
Boom, 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 boom.
All right, you guys, I'm calling it. We're gonna raid Boiler Kitchen.
Oh no, Carla, I think was just coming in.
Carly coming in?
Oh well,
Carla Scarlata.
she just hit the Zoom, but oh well. Oh,
I got a love letter for Boiler Kitchen. Everybody copy and paste that. You are the specialist, Ed, and we love you. Special Ed's Boiler Kitchen channel. Super dope guy.
Good
And-
stuff.
At the kitchen.
Glad to run things into the Boiler Kitchen. We'll be back on Friday for Taco Rewind. And then Saturday, we're going to be live from the block party. This weekend's going to be crazy. Monday, I might do a little bit of stuff from Motown on Mondays. We'll see.
Yes.
And the traveling gigs continue. in August. It's gonna be nuts.
Wait,
And-
hold on.
Have we talked about what's happening in August yet?
Oh.
Or is that?
Bromance. That's what's
Oh, is that what that countdown
That's
is?
what the countdown is. Yeah,
I
exactly.
I switched my camera sources. My bad. Yeah.
The countdown to
Yeah.
bromance continues.
Yes.
Appreciate y'all. Come through on Friday. Friday's the one day a week where I actually fucking goof off and have a fun time. And I hope y'all come through. Fridays are a lot of fun. Taco Rewind. I might even play some fighting games in the beginning. You never know. I'm going to be a part of the Flex Friday raid train. It's going to be a good time. Big up LW, big up Flex.
LW,
And
man.
that's going to be a good time. Big up Carlos Scalata.
Brazil.
Make sure you copy and paste that into the chat. We're raiding out. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you at the next one. This is DJ's Not DJing. You're welcome to jump into Zoom. Hang out with us anytime. We do this every single Wednesday, 6:16 p.m. Pacific, 9:16 p.m. Eastern. Peace, y'all.
Scissoring.
I got the shocker.